So now we're going to check the YouTube and make sure we're actually streaming.
That does sound important.
Don't it just? I would hate for us to gone through all this work only to have to send out another link. We're gonna have to, aren't we?
Is the YouTube down?
No, it started another broadcast. It started another broadcast. It started another broadcast.
That wasn't an inpatient sigh. I've just had the most stressful fucking day today. So that wasn't an inpatient sigh. So no, that wasn't stressful fucking day today. That wasn't a sigh. So no, that wasn't restful. That wasn't
I've been stuck in an office and up on a roof. And when I woke up, pinned down to my bed by my dog. Emotionally, not really physically. It's more like she locked baby. Just
No, you're not going anywhere.
Come on, dog paralysis is a true thing.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like cat paralysis.
Yes.
And when you have them both,
Then yeah, fuck it. You're not going anywhere for a while.
one morning I literally just had Olive on this side, Gizmo on this side, and both of them just nestled under a chosen armpit.
Okay, have I been mistaken and accidentally think that I'm open mic when I'm muted and muted when I'm open mic?
Possibly?
Okay, did you hear the fact that I just sent the new link to the stream and that we've been streaming this entire time and they've heard and seen everything?
No, I did not.
Well, congrats,
Sorry,
you did
guys.
now.
Whoopsie.
It's been a while since we've streamed, like 2 weeks.
Welcome to live YouTube. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to Cadence of Fuck Up.
The
I wasn't
important
gonna say
thing is
that.
that we're here now.
Look, you know what?
So,
It goes with the topic for tonight, man.
it does. We are still fucking up less than politics.
That's not exactly a high bar there, though.
Not even remotely. I mean, when the most recent quote going around is, I was told you weren't going to fact check.
Right? Oh, of course you would suddenly lose Mike in the middle of that.
Maybe he's just not saying anything.
You just
You
went
weren't
into
able to hear me.
ventriloquism mode?
I was just saying, when the most popular meme on the internet at the moment is, I was told you weren't going to fact check.
That and
Yeah,
the,
it's
they're eating the dogs. God, I've heard that for like 3 weeks straight now.
And the cats. They're eating the dogs and the cats. They're
And the
eating
worst part is, as soon as you talk someone down from that, they keep trying to find an excuse to boot all the Haitians out of Ohio.
You know, they could just say, hey, Ohio's racist as shit. It seems like an easier time.
It's always been that Trump himself is not the problem. Trump's cult is the problem. Like, I get if a person has legitimate issues with Harris and Biden and even Walls to a point, but it's just like, could they stop pretending that Trump's shit doesn't stink? Could they stop pretending he's the champion of the people when the man has golden toilets?
But see, that's
Plural.
why his shit don't stink, you know? The toilets are made so that it absorbs the fucking stank.
Okay, well, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Is Trump egging them on, or is the cult worshiping him so much that he is just egging them on? You shall worship me, and they do.
I mean, I've thought the guy was a jackass since I first gained consciousness in the 90s. So
Home Alone.
no, I knew before Home Alone. Amazingly,
Oh wow. Okay.
For me, it was the Bloom County comics in the 80s, which I didn't read till the 90s.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, watching, like, is Trump really this stupid? I go ask my parents. And at the time, they agreed. He's that stupid. But at the time, he had a D next to his name whenever he was asked what his political affiliation was.
I did not know that he has been in politics for that long. That's how much I care.
I didn't
always
know he
been
was-
Democratic up until Obama.
What was he, the mayor? Because I didn't know he held office.
He never held an office. I'm just saying he always identifies as a Democrat.
No, I could swear somebody said that he had held office. Let me check this.
His time as president was his first political office.
Let it never be said that as much shit as I talk on this channel, that I do not do my research.
Fair.
Checking. I
And
thought
we are
were
not
connected.
going to the official Donald J. Trump website. No.
Because that's how you get a mailer that asks you if he's doing an amazing job, a terrific job, an outstanding job.
Well, no, I mean, not just that, but like if we want, like, what is that word they like to use? Oh, if we want objectivity.
The thing that put him on the map politically was the incident with the Central Park Five.
I remember that one.
And you tell us once you. I sat down with a Trump supporter, and they said he's never said anything racist, and I just handed them the article. Well, to be fair, it was different times. Like, dude, just you're moving the goalposts again. Just give it up.
Huh. This says he
Okay,
was
yeah.
registered as a Republican in '87, then a member of the Independence Party, then the New York State affiliate of the Reform Party in '99, Democrat in 2001, Republican in 2009, unaffiliated in 2011, and then a Republican again in 2012.
Nothing made him go harder to the, away from the Democrats than Obama winning. He panicked. He was the guy who founded the Brothers scandal, and Trump was already a laughingstock by that point. So I was like, who the hell is paying attention to him? Then the escalator ride hit, and I thought people are going to just think this is stupid and move on, and we're going to get McCain's going to run again, or Romney's going to run again. No. God's 2016 was a shit show.
It was clown shoes in a shit show.
So you're right, according to this, he has never held political office until he was elected.
He was politically active to a point, and he was also doing one of the things that gets me is that he is in New York Magazine back in the 80s and 90s. And it's obviously a very local rag to the five boroughs, but he's palling around with Epstein and bragging about how he and Epstein like going after the really young girls.
Those pictures are everywhere now. And people are actually photoshopping Harris into Epstein photos. Those photos have been around for a while. I think ever since he didn't commit suicide. They've been around for a while. Yeah.
Yes, we don't know what happened, we just found him like this.
Yeah. So, why, if he's such a clown shoes and shit show type of, why would he run for such a high office? Why would he run for president?
Narcissism. No one's ever told him no. That's the big thing right there. No one tells him no.
Well,
It's
that's
just
pretty much been his business venture. He feels he can do better, so he just takes over. Well, what bigger business is there than capitalist America? Don't come for me. We know I'm an anarchist. Stop it.
I vote Democrat. I barely know what I am anymore.
I have voted both ways. Honestly, I was independent for a while, but I used to joke that I was an anarchist in high school, but no, around college, that really solidified. Like, I can't stand our system anymore.
I was once labeled libertarian. I'm like, the fuck did you get that? Well, you talk this and you support that and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't know, how does piss off sound? So, yeah, I don't try to identify with any party. I just can't.
You know what the
just
horrible
can't.
part is? Well, I'm at work. He plays the Trump rallies. He plays the Harris rallies. He is for Harris, but he plays the Trump rallies to hear what Trump's saying. And then I get home, and I hear about how Trump's amazing, and that burns me out, one thing. What I hated was, like, there was a Trump response to one of Harris's recent, I don't know if it was a rally or accusation or whatever, like one of her comments. But she was saying that, people were, it was, they've released that people have started leaving Trump's rallies in the middle of it. And he started out with a great response. I will give it to him. The beginning of his response sounded fine. And then he started that bullshit with we have the best rallies, the biggest rallies in political history. And I could not help myself. I stopped, turned around, looked at my boss and said, that's factually inaccurate, because if you want to get into it, the biggest political rally in recent history was the Nazis. It's hard to beat an entire goddamn country.
He still refers to the Nazis, though. He still refers to Hitler. Just like he refers to Hannibal Lecter.
There are people I get into arguments with on Facebook. It's mostly my high school class, which is my first mistake. I get that. But one of the people I verbally spar with the most is a deep rabbit hole conspiracy theorist who has literally gone on record as saying John McCain was secretly executed by the United States for treason. Beyond the simple, if you think that there are conspiracies everywhere, didn't you just confess to your guy being in the middle of one?
Right?
But at the same time, I'm like, I couldn't get the guy to unpack on what the treason was, etc. He finally came down to, we oppose Trump on this vote. And it's like, that's not treason, moron.
You know what? I admit I'm wrong. I retract my previous statement. The Nazis did not have the biggest political rally in recent history. Because I forgot, China has a bigger population.
About 2 billion.
Exactly.
But the thing about this guy is, he is Jewish, and so when I bring up Charlottesville, he just can't answer the question, what were they saying there? What were the guys with the pinky torches chanting, man? Come on, they are not on your side.
I'll give you a hint, my bros. Just everybody out there who may be listening to this in past or future. My advice is, no matter what political party that you may support, when the crowds come out with the torches, shit has gone very wrong.
When the crowds come out with the tiki torches.
Fire in general.
Gone very Timu wrong.
When fire gets involved in our politics, shit has gone wrong.
Hey, if there's tiki torches, I want the grass skirts. I mean,
I don't want to see any of those men in grass skirts.
and coconut shells for bras. No, you're right.
When it starts to look like the Dennis Hopper episode of The Twilight Zone, the original black and white Rod Serling Twilight Zone.
When it looks like any Dennis Hopper movie, how about that?
Hey, I like Dennis Hopper.
I like Dennis Hopper, but let's admit, the movies that he's in usually have an aesthetic.
Real quick, remember that game, 6 Degrees of Separation?
Mm-hmm.
I can do that with Dennis Hopper.
I do
My
that with a
dad's wife?
lot of celebrities.
Well, then cookie on you.
Oh, I mean, if you mean yourself, I can't beat that one, so please, go ahead.
Oh no, it's not. My dad's wife's family lived across the street from this. So
We'll see. That's still more
not
impressive.
business.
I'm just saying, I like to play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon with various celebrities.
I don't know that many.
I mean, I think normally if someone names a celebrity, it points at you and you have to name your own 6 degrees.
It's
Let's
my own
see.
6th degree.
The easiest one I can do right now is I am 8 cousins on my father's side with Markiplier. Somewhere on my mother's side is Jacksepticeye. And I believe through my mother's side we are cousins with Buzz Aldrin.
I infinitely better than what I can do.
Way down the line, we're also cousins with George Washington, but that's like way down the goddamn line.
Still way better than I can do. So anyway,
I'm trying to think of anyone. I don't know. Point at me and name a celebrity.
did I know? Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I know she invited me into her house.
Okay, that is pretty impressive. Now I have to figure out my 6 degrees of separation from her.
Godsmack. I drove him in limousine. Bette Midler, I drove her limousine. She's a C word. She's a massive C word. And I don't care how many people are out there. She's a massive C word.
She's just because we enjoy her quirkiness doesn't mean that she can't be an asshole.
Yeah, she is.
And I can't do a 6 degrees for myself to Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I'm sorry, I can't. Tried.
Apparently, I
other-
can now do a 6 degrees of separation from myself to Paula Deen.
I drove for Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
Please tell me he was quiet the whole ride. He was not quiet.
Who was the other Michael somebody political, nobody liked him.
Mike Huckabee?
No. Had the same name. Anyway, if I can't remember his name, then it doesn't count.
Yeah. If my sister's stories are to be believed, and keep in mind I only don't believe them because I was like 6 or 7 at the time that I could prove these, we can also do 6 degrees of separation for Britney Spears, Bruce Willis, because apparently she carded them both and refused to serve Britney booze while she was underage.
Hey, huzzah! Your sister still has a job.
Nope, not that
Yeah.
job, because that was the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company in Kings Dominion and they closed down.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's all of my 6 degree stories. I'm sure that I have more, but I'm not going to sit here and bore everybody with what was his name again?
I mean, if anybody here knows Fighting Gravity out of Richmond, I know their lead singer. He calls my mom Mom.
Cool.
I technically have 2 degrees on Barack Obama.
Technically?
Okay, so one of my good friends, former co-worker at Gumby's Pizza,
Mm-hmm.
is a local politician, and he met Obama at one of our local cafes here in town.
Well, there you go. That works.
So
I got
that's
to meet Jeff Tate. Not once, but twice.
okay.
Jeff Tate, the lead singer of Queen's Run.
Celebrities.
All right. No,
I'm trying to think of celebrities have met.
hey,
Oh,
Jeff Tate's a celebrity.
yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
we're doing
Yeah.
this elitist bullshit now.
Jeff Tate is a celebrity. I just can't think. I'm trying to hit someone of that same caliber. And closest would be Ron Perlman, and that was very, very in passing, so it barely counts.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
barely what it was. And, locked eyes with him, panicked look at his face, and I'm like, okay, avert gaze, give the man a minute.
Yeah.
I feel like if I ever go to a con and I know that there's going to be like A-listers there, I'm just going to carry a little sign with me that says, "No, I'm not going to talk to you."
There you go. Perfect.
It's like every
Perfect.
time they do that scared expression, be like, "Don't worry."
Yeah. I made this mistake of talking to William Control. He's a musician, lead singer of William Control. I talked to him for just a little bit too long, and he had that, be gone, go away. And I totally respected that. So, totally understand that. If the celebrity doesn't want to be spoken to, speak to him.
What's that guy's name? I can't remember his last name now. He was in, This Is the End, and one of the aliens, I think Prometheus. His name's Danny.
Elfman?
No, not Elfman.
Was he one of the engineers?
No, he was the pilot.
Okay.
Well, power of the internet.
Indeed. Wait, it may not have been Prometheus, it was one after it. What came after?
The really horrible alien movies?
Oh yeah, that was Covenant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Danny McBride, that's it. Yeah, my sister went to school with him. According to her, and from what I remember, because I do recognize his face, yeah, he was a complete asshole.
That's too bad.
Oh, he's the Eastbound and Down guy, isn't he?
Yeah, that one. I love how you have the most professional looking lighting of the three of us.
Aslan?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would say I do. I mean, that kind is the actual professional lighting here.
Yeah, you need key lighting.
No, I was about to say, we've got like, it looks like faded desk lamp, and then we've got mine over here with just, I just have a room lamp. Because I'm not going to fuck with my ring light.
I'm going to screw with my lighting in a second.
Well, that's why I was asking Raslin what light, because if we were going to show pictures, then I needed a... And I'm like, you know what? My computer light it's this little
Yeah.
clippy light. And I'm like, you know what? My light's a piece of shit anyway, so never.
I have chosen poorly.
Yes.
You have chosen the God rays, and unfortunately...
What about Rembrandt lighting? You can do that.
I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just flip on my overheads, because I have fluorescence. I just don't feel like looking like a ghost.
Oh yeah, fluorescent isn't good for that. Never use fluorescent lighting.
Okay, I think I have something approaching decent.
Oh, now we have our Star Trek lighting going on.
Jonathan Frakes' TV set, The Final Frontier.
No, actually, Christopher
These
Lloyd
are the
came to
voyages
mind.
of a poor group of investors who've chosen the wrong streaming service to back an A-lister on. It's 5-season mission. Seek out new scripts and new B-list actors. I don't know how much further I could take that joke. I'm sorry.
Well, like I said, for some reason, it was more of a... Christopher Lloyd came to mind.
Christopher Lloyd in Taxi, taking his driver's test. What does the yellow light mean? Slow down. What does slow down? What? You guys seen that scene?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Oh my god, it's absolutely. I just that's one of my favorites.
I remember when he was on the MTV Music Awards playing his character from Taxi,
Yeah.
with Samuel L. Jackson playing, I forget which of his characters, and they're running from Godzilla. Because fucking MTV.
Haven't seen that.
I should pick that up later. The other thing he's done. What was it? He did a horror version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Who hasn't done a horror version of Willy Wonka?
Hasn't seen a horror version of Willy Wonka.
I've not. He did basically a fake trailer for it, but it's amazing.
Who
It's
hasn't seen that trailer? Yeah, see?
What I'm hearing is we should play the trailer.
Maybe.
Hold on, let me find this damn thing.
I need to stop looking off in this direction. Because I keep seeing my scripts folder and that makes me sad.
Okay, found it. I am putting it in the video chat.
Right, you're gonna challenge me to look at something.
I think, Caden, can you just put this on our YouTube channel and play it for our audience?
I mean, I can play it directly from the chat. It's streaming now.
Okay.
So like I can just pop that to
Alright.
full screen and it should work.
Cool.
Brian, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get your dad Kevin.
And yeah, my boner can't wait either.
God, you're so close.
Oh man, we are gonna get so laid this weekend.
Guys, look at these weird old candy bars.
My boner's got weird old candy bars.
Guys,
So we're not streaming.
congratulations to the lucky
Oh, we
finder
absolutely
of this
are.
golden ticket.
Are you
I
sure
invite you to
about
come to
that?
my factory
I
and
have
be my
it
guest
behind
for
me.
one whole day.
Guys, we have to go. We gotta go.
Hello?
Are we seeing this video? Because I'm not seeing it. But you know
I'm
me in
seeing
tech.
it.
Okay.
Where's this place?
Welcome to my chocolate factory.
The shared screen
It's
thing?
time
No.
to die. You stole facing lifting drinks!
Eating as much as an elephant eats.
How is he doing this to us?
Don't you get it? We are the secret ingredient.
I don't like the look of it.
Good. Flashing on your screen.
We are the music makers, the dreamers. No one will get my gobstoppers.
That doesn't mean shit. though.
Yes!
Okay. Yeah, there are 2 feeds going. One of them is not streaming.
Yeah, that's why I put the new link. Yeah. And that's the one I've been watching, so yeah, we're streaming just fine.
Okay.
We got about a 3.5, 5-second delay, but we're streaming just fine.
And now you two have seen the horror version of Willy Wonka.
Yes. I'm really hoping we don't get hit by Funny or Die for that.
I'll have to look it up myself because I wasn't seeing it. And obviously it's because I did something wrong or didn't do anything at all.
Oh, you weren't seeing it in a channel, you mean?
Doesn't
I'll link
I'm
it
not
to
going
you.
to switch nothing.
Yeah,
Okay?
no, the actual voice channel has a separate chat that's hidden. So like you gotta go into it and then you click the little chat bubble.
I've gone ahead and sent it to you for later.
Okay. I'm like, really, Caden? Really? Pop
No.
outs, bubbles.
Yeah, we do that all the time. Just,
You do that. I just sit here and
oh no, I hate it when we're on other channels or I'm in a voice chat and people use the voice chat channel. Because I'm like, I set up a text channel specifically for this that we could all get to easy, and you insist on using the one in the actual voice channel.
We do it all the time in my maps groups and FF as well. So
Speaking of which, I'm finally done with Shadowbringers.
welcome to Endwalker.
Not quite, I have to go through all the post-Shadowbringers content,
Oh yes.
which I'm putting off until I clear out all the other bullshit in my journal.
You are in for so many end credit scenes and rolling sequences. Thinking, if I skip it now, do I miss the Easter egg?
Oh no, I did all that. Now it's just the post-Endwalker mission, or the post-Shadowbringers missions. I don't want to do another Hildebrand mission.
Hey, you skipped it through all of Shadowbringers. Now you're doing it in Endwalker. What do you have against Hildy?
Oh no, I just got to him in the Coliseum and I was like, you know what? The Ultros line, the whole like, hey, I'm an octopus and I want to tentacle rape people. I know this is a Japanese game, but really?
It's Hildy.
Yeah.
You have to save him from blowing himself up.
Yeah, I know. I prefer Godebrand, honestly.
His dad who arrives out of nowhere to pile drive him in midair.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who seems like the sleaziest businessman in Ul'dah until you realize, like, no, he actually knows what he's doing.
To everyone who wonders what the hell we're talking about, imagine if WoW's plot was even more Japanese inspired. That is FF.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, politics. Local politics are just kind of a shit show here in Champaign, Illinois.
I was supposed to say, you're gonna have to go on that yourself because I don't know shit about Illinois politics, so the floor is
I don't
yours,
know
my friend.
shit about Illinois politics either.
I'm not going to wax too much about it, but let me remind everyone out there that more than half of our governors have gone to jail
Sex
after
trafficking,
their term.
drugs.
Going down the list, attempting to sell Obama's Senate seat, attempting to sell driver's licenses to people who are no longer qualified to drive,
I'm waiting for attempting to sell Obama. The fact you have this look on your face.
let's go back to something sane like the one who tried to sell Lincoln's corpse, okay?
If they try and sell Obama, I want Obama in a grass skirt with a coconut bra top.
We have discovered Nikon's fetish.
We have discovered what Barack raided from Michelle's closet.
We have
Coconut
discovered what
bra
you're
top.
wearing next date night, apparently.
What else? Political, like, I don't want to get too much into local politics, except there is someone who has hurt a lot of people locally who is technically a Democrat, but he's close allies with the MAGA Republican.
You
and
know,
is party.
The labels don't even matter anymore. We can't even use Democrat, Republican, because for a long time, both sides have just been total shit shows.
Okay, the whole bunch of non-Trumpers, they have a member who has decided to ally with the lone Trumper.
Mm,
There we go.
yeah.
And yeah, he's pissing off all his allies. He and his MAGA ally are filing false police reports. It's really amazing to watch. This is a former tenant of mine.
Oh, that's even better.
Isn't it?
Let me
The Schadenfreude is so fucking thick.
let me make sure I'm spelling champagne right first of all.
Champaign.
That's what I
So
thought.
Champagne. Rhymes with Illinois.
Look, don't get me started on the champagne. I don't want to do walking tonight.
Arkansas.
Okay, so we have News Gazette, Patch.
Yeah, Patch Adams lives here in town.
No, I mean like the news source, Patch.
I like Smile Politely. Your mileage may vary. We're also a
Capital
people
News,
show.
Illinois. See, like I don't know anything about Illinois news outlets
Gazette
either.
are-
Yeah.
News Gazette and WCIA is probably the most reliable news channel. It's a CBS affiliate. Our PBS station is WILL. My radio station is WEFT.
We never would have known.
No.
I'm surprised you didn't get WEFT 90.1 FM. It's on Saturday night.
Well, no. I'm sorry. I have to correct you. It's WEFT. Listen to that every Friday. Like that's what fucked me up last week. He switched it up, and I was like, "What? No! The cadence is off."
I mean, once in a while you just have to do something different. I think I once threatened to do the Gilbert Gottfried voice to my listeners and do the erotic reading of 50 Shades of Grey.
I swear we should read bad fan fiction on this show. In fact, I might pull up one of my bookmarked websites and read you guys some of the highlights.
I mean, I remember some of the worst fan fiction of the late 90s. I remember someone making a love fanfic between Captain Picard and Harry Potter. It was a horrible time to be alive.
Say that we needed to read like bad prawn.
I was threatening to do that too. I have highlights.
The worst thing I've done on the air to this day has been putting on Strawberry Shortcake, rapping about New York, and telling my listeners that if they don't pledge their support to WEFT, I'll play it again.
Okay, I have notes from a particular Kindle erotica that I was reading. If you really want to, I can go grab them real quick and read them to you.
Can go grab my books.
Okay, Rascalin.
All right, everyone, go get a book. You have 30 seconds.
All right,
Go!
you hold the audience. I'm serious. I'm going to grab my stuff.
Okay, me too. Hang on.
I'm
Hang
serious.
on,
I got
people.
my stuff.
Well, then start reading it, because I gotta go get mine.
Vampire the Masquerade, unofficial D20 supplement for use with 3rd edition Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook by Andrew Cardinal. What did I do? In the first night I wrote the first 10 pages of this God's Forsaken mess. Fully converting all of Vampire the Masquerade back during the 3rd edition era over to D&D. I did it again in the 3.5 era because I accidentally destroyed my data. And now I have it here. I've not really made much alterations to this in the last 20 years.
So, we're not reading this?
No, you should start reading that. Because if I read this, everyone is going to tune out. I wrote word. This is the fine line between fan fiction and fan economics textbook.
Okay, so that means this is out of the question if you're reading economics.
No. This is vampires, but it's a vampire rules conversion to D&D from the White Wolf system.
Okay, well,
Includes specific rules on blood drain. So I guarantee you, what you have is better than what I have. So let's read from yours instead.
oh. Oh. Oh, are you sure?
Unless you want my complete table of how to calculate blood loss if a vampire bites into a dragon.
Okay, I have to go
Oh,
find my
you
old
don't
lady.
think I wrote that?
I have to go find my old lady glasses before I start reading this.
Okay.
You keep everybody occupied. I won't trip.
Oh, the year was 1778. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. When a letter of marque came from the king to the scummiest vessel I'd ever seen. God's damn them all. I was told we'd sail the seas for American gold. We'd fire no gun, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last to bear its privateers. Oh, the antelope, she was a sickening sight. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. She's a list at the port and her sails in ranks and I should stop right now.
Okay, let me see.
I am not allowed to sing sea shanties after 9 p.m.
You are not allowed to sing sea shanties. Anyway. Okay.
What if I write one originally?
Have we talked about this? Should we
Yeah,
wait for
those-
Katie?
Caden, I think, is still working on it. Is he bringing us the worst fan fiction lemons he could write? Possibly.
I'm gonna start about him.
Okay.
This is the courtyard. What happens to all y'all is none of my business. Arnold stepped back to inspect his mirror image. He still liked to dress. No occasion necessary. It was a matter of style and class. Concepts long faded from the modern world, he thought. A neatly pressed summer weight ivory suit and a crisp white shirt, a silk embroidered vest, and a hat trained just right to complement the suit. When does he start getting on this girl?
After she messes up his suit.
Okay. He fell to the captain, he stepped in the hallway. Back the door, sunlight poured. He reached up and pinched the edge of his hat brim. If he's pinching the edge of his hat brim, that fucker better be pinching some butt cheeks. Sorry.
You may have to skip to the penis description.
I think I am.
That is
Wow.
one hell of a penis description if he can pinch the brim of it.
This is boring.
You've been saved so far. I cannot find those particular notes.
Caden, this is what I was bringing to the table. You may now look upon it and read.
Hold on, let me focus on you real quick. I still can't see what that says.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait,
50 pages long, Caden, with an additional 10 pages for the thaumaturgist class.
Okay,
Okay.
but considering our previous discussion and the fact that I was going to go get notes from one of the worst eroticas I read, can anything in there beat the phrase testicular floodgates?
let me check. I'll be right with you. Hang on. Wait, just
I would go with more fun than a Catholic schoolgirl with no gag reflex.
No, because see, there's the thing. I had the notes because like the whole thing was just so bad. There were multiple parts where I just was like, nah, I need to comment on this. And I can't find them right now, which is weird because normally they're always like right next to whatever I want to do.
What you want are horrible similes and metaphors for human sexuality. We have the fatal rulebook for this.
No. Okay, full disclosure. The particular erotica was a incest erotica. That part didn't so much bother me. I can get through that. You know, I'm used to people's weird fetishes. But the fact that it's badly written, has phrases like testicular floodgates, but then also switches perspective from first person to second person to fourth person omniscient. I still don't know how you go to fourth person omniscient. Then it goes to first person omniscient. So like at one point, it's telling something from the perspective of the receiver of said sex. But then she starts going like, oh, he can't hold back anymore. He was thinking of how hot this was. It's like, how the fuck do you know? He's not speaking. Then it switches perspective to a third person watching, and she starts telling you what he's thinking. And I was like, what? Does this motherfucker have like a marquee on the side of his head that announces his thoughts?
Okay.
A little scroll at the bottom.
I want to bring up. Okay, so we're all familiar with the dark scourge that is hentai, correct?
Yes.
Is apparently a trope in hentai that a woman is giving a blowjob and speaking at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're hearing her internal monologue.
I'm like, do animators in Japan just not know how sex works?
Sure, that's why they're drawing all this.
I could make so many comments, but that would be revealing a lot about myself.
What were you saying, that kind?
By the way, apparently we have a new subscriber. For that new subscriber, I am so very fucking sorry.
Right? Give me your address, I'll mail you $5 because we're sorry.
I feel like we all owe you $5 at least.
And some popcorn ice cream.
I've got chocolate chip cookie dough.
I heard that popcorn ice cream is really a thing.
Also, keep in mind, if you need the vegan option, then Rascalin can help you out.
True, I made vegan mousse the other night.
Why would you make a moose vegan? Well, they do eat grass.
Because carnivores, sheep need to be balanced out.
And also because moose deserve it.
Yes.
Do you know how many lives and cars moose destroy every year?
Yes, many. Yeah, because people don't realize how fast those fuckers can run. And so
Or
they're
that
like,
they can dive underwater.
yes.
So
Yes.
so far, the only thing I can find on this particular website about politics is two women are advocating for third-party politics and electoral reforms. Your Urbana City Youth Council. Let's see, homelessness, and oh, your Red Lobster may close.
But wait, they're good. If I could eat meat and wasn't a vegetarian, Cheddar Bay biscuits all the way, baby.
I could make those.
I kind of fell out of love with Cheddar Bay biscuits when I had like actual bread.
I made Cheddar Bay biscuits per the original recipe, but adapting them wouldn't take long.
Oh yay! West Nile was found in a Champaign County bird.
We also had an exchange student get murdered here, which caused the Chinese consulate to get angry at us.
Oh hey, you're getting a cat cafe.
Oh yeah, we're getting a cat cafe.
I just love how these articles are laid out. It's like horror, death, horror, horror, death, death, death. Oh hey, cute.
We already have a cat cafe, so
We have Ebert Fest here. That's probably one of our big claim to fame. Mario Speedwagons from nearest. They have a street named after them.
Let's see, attempted sexual assault reported at fraternity. Oh hey, Champaign City Council accepting applications for an open position.
what position would that be?
That is not a good question to ask.
Open.
Right now, we're trying to eliminate positions. There's a major vote up to just end the county auditor office.
The position open would be mating press with swing.
shall we explain swing?
Do I get to pick my secretary?
No.
Not
You
that
are
swing.
the secretary.
Yes.
No. I'm the swing.
The
Bunny's
unicorn or
Tavern
the
catches fire. Oh.
Who's tavern?
Bunnies?
Okay, yeah, that's not surprising given where it was.
We have the outhouse races, and we also have the oyster fry. Rocky Mountain oyster fry. Excuse me. You know what Rocky Mountain oysters are?
I am very familiar.
We have a sweet corn festival.
Okay, so that was one of those. I was in the single digits when I was a child. Now, full disclosure, my parents were, for as conservative as they are now, they're quite liberal with my upbringing, so I was allowed to grow up on slasher movies and Playboy.
That's a perfect combination.
Exactly, it explains so much about me, doesn't it?
I love that.
But so I heard the phrase Rocky Mountain oysters and like single digit me stopped and went, wait a minute, where the fuck are there oysters in the Rockies? And my parents had to be like, okay, so
That's awesome. We actually had one of our newscasters go up and try one. But honey, why in the grace of the gods? They're like,
And then it turns out I have a family member who is allergic to Angus beef. And I was like, okay, how can you be allergic to the Angus? Well, it turns out they're allergic to the testosterone in the beef. It's like, oh, great, so you're allergic to Rocky Mountain oysters.
get off of me. Cool. Go lay down.
Not the first time she said that.
Wait,
Horrible
that's my
thing.
dog. That's
Horrible
my
things
dog.
I've
What?
Stingray. I used to cook stingray all the time at my pizza place. I'd send it right through the oven. Squid, I used to stuff it full of veggies and send it through the oven.
So what I'm hearing about is that oven has seen some shit.
That it has.
2 stingrays, 1 cook.
One squid, one very lonely delivery driver.
So, is the Squid Ink cook-off a bukkake scene now?
Yes.
If it explodes.
You have to squeeze it. You have to make it ink.
It's tentacular, spectacular.
Yep. As long as you squeeze it.
I'm reminded of that hentai that got sent to... Sorry, it wasn't a hentai, it was a standard anime with some gore. So it got sent to China. China said, you can't have blood all over the floor in a cartoon here. Quick, make all the blood white instead of red. Well, that's not going to convey what you're hoping.
Meanwhile, in Japan, that's a lot of white there, guys.
When I was very young, we would eat deer brain. And that's because my what do you say? Family? Is that how it goes? Anyway, the people that I used to talk to.
I always thought it was fam-il-e, as in we are.
Okay. Okay. We used to gather together as hunters, and we'd go deer hunting. And for those of you out there that are squeamish, turn away now. There you go. So we would, when you dress a deer, you cut the head off, and then you take the head and then you bury it in hot coals. And then you wait like 6 to 8 hours, and then you pull the head out, and then you saw the antlers off.
And then you make out with it vigorously.
That is a weird place to point the camera at when you said that.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
So yeah, all you squeamish people can come back because that's how we ate deer brain.
They can't hear you.
Why can't they hear me?
They
You
took
told
their
them to be
headphones
on mic.
off.
Put your headphones back. Yeah, you would dig
This
it.
just reminds me that, you know, if we ever get a better budget for this, we definitely need like graphics to pop up. Like, remove headphones now. Put them
Yes.
back on.
Sounding like a Dr. Tran episode already.
Yes, I have nothing to say about that, but I agree. Yes.
Other weird things I've eaten but not prepared. Bowl of eel. It was a bowl full of baby eels in Barcelona.
We can't be friends, Rustin.
I know.
It's just not gonna work.
Smelt, bone in. That one I cooked myself. So.
You smelled? Bone?
Smelt. You,
Smelled?
it's a fish. You cook it and you eat it whole.
Smelled.
Smelt. I dealt it.
There you go. Fox smells his own hole first.
I did some, other things. I did a homemade teriyaki sauce with some thin sliced beef. Then I moved on to a bulgogi sauce because, of course, I did.
Go, run.
It's like Korean barbecue.
So I pulled up that live journal that I was saying I could read you some of the examples from. They haven't posted since 2019, but like I would really love if they came back because it was a great live journal.
They probably moved to Tumblr.
They may have. The thing is, I don't think I could find them on Tumblr because their live journal was titled Weeping Cock. And that tells you everything we need to know about this Tumblr.
It tells you that in this person's Tumblr, they probably have that as a keyword to search them.
You know what? We could try that real quick. Let me Google that.
You can try. I don't want that shit on my computer. If my computer's already fucked up enough.
See, I'm still on LiveJournal and Tumblr. Same ID both ways.
So...
What did you find, Katie? Why don't you tell us what you have found?
So I found an inactive Glee blog with the keyword weeping cock. And then we found, quote, he took a hand to his weeping cock. And then, quote, kitten lick at Deku's weeping cock.
I'm acting like I've never heard porn before.
Oh, hey, there was a weeping cock, but it was deactivated, and that was on Tumbex anyways. So that is probably the wrong blog. So for what I'm gathering from this is, yeah, they probably do not have a Tumblr. Or it's under another name, and I am just too lazy to find it. Oh wait, hold on. There is another name on this live journal.
My dog, I'm sorry.
But they haven't posted since 2013, so that's odd.
Can you hear that? I'm sorry. You can leave if that.
No, we can't hear
That we heard, but that was cute.
You're gonna hear me yelling at that dog. I will beat her like she owes me money.
I save it for your local politicians.
I will beat them like they owe me rent.
And everyone approves.
Okay, so you know what? I'll just read this one because I think we can all agree we've read examples from each of these 4 categories. So I'm just going to read it raw. So, complete credit to the Weeping Cock Live Journal. which says, for a change, here I shall provide some intentionally funny porn scenes. These samples are from the unutterably wonderful book How Not to Write a Novel by Howard Mittelmark and Sandra Newman, which I feel ought to be required reading for anybody who ever reads or writes anything at all. Our categories are Dear Penthouse Letters, wherein the reader is offered no foreplay. Quote, Cinderella's breath came more quickly as her prince pulled aside the gossamer curtains that curtained the bed diaphaneously. She could hear the twitter of the bluebirds just outside her window, which looked out on a soft green landscape bathed in the warming light of the setting sun. She smiled at him as he lay beside her, and she could see their many tomorrows bringing her happiness such as she felt right now. His hand on her shoulder pushed aside her dressing gown to reveal her pendulous breasts, and then he guided her hand to his angry, throbbing dick. Suck me, he demanded, and her head bobbed juicily, eager to please. We've all read examples of that shit.
Someone explain to me how breasts are pendulous.
Pendulous?
Yeah.
Don't
Do
forget,
your boobs hang low? Do
it
your
is a
woman-
trope for them to have rights. She boobily boobled boobs down the staircase, so...
I would
And I
like
have to apologize for singing, I'm sorry.
I would like to read something horrifying to you all. Now, my FC over in Final Fantasy XIV, they like me to occasionally read something like "Go the fuck to sleep," but in my Radio Smart voice. I would now like to read you all a review on Amazon. Caden already knows the one I'm talking about.
I'm sure I do.
The review is entitled, Hell Holds No Surprises for Me Anymore. It is a review about Haribo sugar-free gummy bears.
I love this one.
Nightkind, are you familiar with this one?
It sounds really familiar, yes.
Okay. So, this is a cautionary tale. Unlike most of the other reviews on this product, this is a true story, and its authenticity can be qualified by a small news item that appeared in the Toronto Star's local news section during the month of April in 2013, much to my chagrin. I would consider myself a prudent man, not given to bouts of outspokenness or craving attention, and certainly not one to rock the boat. On any given day, I can be found reading a crime novel on a park bench in the middle of the city, soaking in the opulence of nature, while nibbling on my tuna fish sandwiches and fending off the voracious gulls and squirrels that threaten to spoil my repose. This is me, law-abiding and introspective, which is why it came as a shock to me to find myself incarcerated because of the devil's confectionery, Satan's sweetmeat, Lucifer's lozenges, the whore that is known as Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. I'll set the scene. It was late winter, early spring in Toronto, and the city had just been digging itself from a late-season snowstorm. Shall I skip to the horrible part?
Skip.
Lou, skip to the loo.
I mean, meanwhile, I was here looking for the,
Mr. Blue.
I was looking for the actual article, but yes, apparently it's a fictitious account. Damn.
So we're at the point, just to alert you all, that this man is being body cavity searched, as he has horrifying, beyond measure diarrhea creeping up inside him. He is starting to freak out and go, please, please. One of the guards goes, he probably has some heroin or something up there that opened up. The female guard said, as part of me that hadn't escaped completely forget acknowledged that she was behind me to my left, probably high as a kite. Look at him, she said. The shorter guard agreed with a snort off to my right. Spread your cheeks, the young lady. His voice directly
Wrong choice of words.
I lower the other two and bend over. Please, God, please, God, please, God, please, God, I whispered in a desperate and eye contact, not even aware of my surroundings anymore. I felt like I was lost in an opium fog, with half-snatched images and sounds filtering through to create a nonsensical version of reality. Another volley of pain tore through me, and I involuntarily leaned over the desk,
My focus completely narrowed now to a spot on the wall, 2 feet in front of me, a curious imperfection in what seemed to be the whitewashed stone wall. It was a dark blotch about 5 millimeters long and shaped like a smiling bear, a yellow dancing bear, no, a green bear, no, red. It was all the colors of the rainbow. It was beautiful. It took something just as simple as a slight breeze to trigger Armageddon. That's all. No trumpets, no fanfare, no fire raining from the heavens. No dogs and cats living together in harmony. No finger on the button, no prophet to predict it. No nothing. As I stared at the rainbow bear smiling and dancing in front of me, my mouth agape, drooling, eyes glazed and bloodshot, face coated with a sheen of sweat, I heard the softest sound, exhalation from the young agent behind me. And then at the same instant, the warm air of his breath feather across my butt cheeks. For just a moment, maybe less, maybe a split second, even a nanosecond, I felt the presence of God there with me in that room. As neurons began to misfire at a blinding rate, nerve ending bristled and muscles twitched reflexively, I stood on the brink with one foot hovering over the edge, and then without taking a step, I found myself plummeting. Oh, fuck.
This is an Amazon review?
Yes.
Amazon let this pass?
Since
Apparently.
2013.
Oh,
it's
trust me,
been out there.
there's an even more graphic one that has made the rounds.
Let's finish this one with a sound like an extra large plastic ketchup bottle being by a match. My sphincter release. The pressure of the blast pushed me.
Dude!
I'm gonna say once again, I apologize to everyone who makes it this far. We understand if you close the
Did
video
you
and try to
guys
set it on
lose
fire.
subscribers? Did you guys lose subscribers? Are you guys down to this?
Now we're still at 38, which is amazing.
Rascalin, did you just see yourself laughing?
No, but I'm not
yet.
far off. Okay. The pressure of the blast pushed me hard into the desk, and the legs of the desk screeched as they scraped across the floor. My body remained rigid for a moment, and I experienced that can only be described as orgasmic in its purity. My eyes rolled back in my head, and my tongue rolled out of my head like a half-retarded dog, and I emitted a low, sustained groan that grew in pitch as the filthy torrent pushed its way out of my body. Tremors racked my body, and I must have looked like a fish out of water with an endless stream of shit firing out of its ass. Other sounds and sensations started to filter in now as my consciousness began to materialize once more. The muffled scream of a dungeon filled with prisoners near death radiated from my stomach, the rushing sound of liters of liquid trying to escape through an aperture too small to accommodate it at the same time.
Okay, so I have to say, thank you for the... I just got corrected with a live text. We do not have 38 subscribers. We have 39. So thank you for the correction.
Again, I will give $5 to these new subscribers with an apology. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. The one who just texted me to correct me.
I will send them a bag of Haribo.
The one who just texted me to correct me.
Yeah.
He can take it out of my wages because it's actually my boss.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
At the same time, the omnipresent sound of chunky liquid splattering against a hard surface with great force. The high-pitched screaming of a woman's voice calling out to God. Another voice sobbing uncontrollably imploring to make it stop. And my own ecstatic monotone wail. When my ordeal had eventually run its course, I was left panting for breath and wobbly-legged, half crying, half laughing with relief, barely lucid and feeling as if I'd birthed an elephant. My colon felt like someone had poured chili sauce all over it and then sent in a colony of fire ants to eat it. Through my sobs, dripping, like when the sprinklers are eventually turned off after an office fire. Or after a thunderstorm when the willow that overhangs a pond continues to rain down long after the sky has stopped. From behind me, the sobbing continued, and I heard someone trying to speak into a walkie-talkie, but nonsensical words were all that the man could speak. It sounded like the ravings of a lunatic.
I'm so glad Gamers isn't here right now.
I'm so sad he isn't.
There's more?
Yes.
No.
This is a 2-hour podcast, right?
This is
No.
however the hell long we decide to keep going.
Okay. You, by the way, the thing under that with customers who viewed items in your browsing history also viewed is just absolutely bizarre, and I'll get to it eventually. With great relief, I slowly pulled myself off the table, legs trembling, my stomach eliciting one last sound, a prolonged gasp bubbling that eerily resembled the pig orgasm. I slowly turned my head to survey the destination, and in that instant, if I had had a pencil or some other object, I probably gouged my eyes out in revulsion. And the smell was enough to drive a man insane. It was the stench of rotting potatoes mixed with sulfur and ammonia, cooked in a broth of chicken feces and left to age for 2 weeks in a yeasty stew at the bottom of a French outhouse. After a whiff of this ghoulish brine, I immediately stopped breathing through my nose, but the taste was to remain in the back of my throat for months to come. The young agent had taken the brunt of the foul witch's brew, and at first I couldn't process what I was seeing. I thought somehow the young blonde kid had been spirited away and replaced by a brown golem, or an ATV rider that had spent the better part of a day driving through every mud puddle he could find after a torrential downpour. With some degree of compartmentalization, I came to understand that for some unfathomable reason, their skin hadn't moved, or hadn't been able to move, through the entire fecal deluge. He had weathered the entire assault head-on like some sort of hero from Greek mythology. I had given this poor schmuck a one-man shit futake that would make a Brazilian pornographer with disgust. Oh, fuck. I can't read this without laughing my ass off. Sorry. I can't.
Okay, I think this is why Amazon allows you 5,000 words in a review. Because of this reason.
You're right. Yes. Items in my cart are mostly... Okay, the suggested items in my cart are all refrigerators with the exception of one Asian Babes magazine back issue for some reason nestled amongst a bunch of fridges.
Asian Babes
Magazine.
I'm
just trying to figure out how the hell, one, how'd that wind up being recommended, and two, a magazine? Like a paper magazine?
You gotta read something when you're on a shitter.
Hold on. What is it again?
It's lots of refrigerators and oh wait Asian Babes Magazine Australia New Zealand edition.
Oh.
I don't know what to think of this.
Well, I
it's
can't
a
blame it
Kindle
on the
edition.
supernatural fandom because of that.
The review ends with, "This is my story. It is inconceivable to think that this kind of product can be sold legally and be misrepresented as food. I was lucky. I survived. But as for the families of the survivors and the survivors themselves, they will forever live with the trauma of the events that took place at Pearson International Airport on that snowy day in April 2013.
I'm gonna go back to reading actual smut. You know, like Dracula.
No. I'm off. No.
And I'm going to be Gilbert Gottfried reading 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay, so we got 3 more categories of the horrible smut. The second one is the superhuman feats. Care to guess what we're going for with this one?
Who foot fucked Superman?
Wrong. The superhuman feat wherein a man performs. He lifted the naked chorus girl into the air and plunged her down, impaling her on his rock-hard dick. She squealed as she immediately climaxed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. He continued lifting and lowering her with his strong arms, doing her long enough after she had lost consciousness from sheer pleasure. As he approached an earth-shattering orgasm, he couldn't help congratulating himself. Not bad for a 50-year-old who is having his 10th screw of the night. I like to call that one the Playboy.
Okay.
I love this look on Rass's face.
I'm just. What are we even reading?
These are horrible fan fictions.
Oh,
They
fan
are.
fiction, because I have like.
Well, no, like this came from a book where it's like, you know, anybody who writes erotica, these are the categories that often get written. So it's like, avoid writing this.
Okay, mine's just boring fun.
Yeah.
Wait, Nightcat, have we gotten to the dick description?
Well, it just talks about how they fucked, and she just lays there breathless, and etc. Nothing exciting, like.
You know, wherein the man performs.
Yeah, mine's just boring fun.
Not as boring as this. We have the assembly instructions, wherein the sex is drained of sex. He handled first her left, then her right breast. Then she stroked his back, and he stroked hers. Then they did that again. Then they took off their clothes, and she hung hers up while he folded his carefully and put them on the chair by the closet. He said, "Excuse me," and used the bathroom, and remembered to spray room freshener before he left. When he was done, he went back into the bedroom where she lay naked on the bed. He walked to the bed and looked at the different parts of her body, starting from the bottom: feet, ankles, knees, crotch, midriff, bosom. She put her legs further apart to allow penetration, so he penetrated her. The horrible part is, I could work that into a better story.
Okay. I'm going to link you both a horrible comic from Ogloff.com. Ogloff.com is a webcomic that started as erotica,
I love
but
Ogloff.
eventually... Yes, okay. I should have known Caden. Of course you know Ogloff. Nightkind, I'm going to link this to you, this particular comic.
Why?
So you can read along.
Is it bad prawn?
No, it's not technically prawn. It's making fun of prawn.
Did you send it via Discord?
Directly to you.
I'm not going to do this whole entire switchy alt-tab Discord
Okay.
shit.
I'm going to share it in a stream then instead.
Yay!
I'm going
So I'm afraid I'm going to like lose.
You could just again share it in the well, let's see if this works. If I hit watch it, yay! And it's like very, very zoomed out.
Okay,
Yeah.
hang on. I can fix that.
I can't see when he does share screen with me. I cannot see that. Wait, where's my old lady glasses?
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't even tell you if they can see it on the...
I think they'll be able to if you focus that one.
Old lady glasses.
Oh, let me see. No, well, no, that's back in grade. You are in focus right now, and I'm looking at it on the YouTube, so it's barely legible. Maybe if I popped it up to full screen. Where's my full screen?
Or, Caden, I could just send you the address of this particular episode.
Oh no, that is very blurry.
Share screen or
Alright, I'm just going to narrate this since it's too blurry to read.
Okay.
The first panel is a talking avocado saying, "Hi there, I'm the avocado." Next is the person waking up slowly going, "What time is it?" The avocado is at the foot of his bed going, "I'm great for your skin and hair, and that's why you should have sex with me." Well, what? No thanks. But I'm delicious and full of healthy oils. Yeah, look, you're just not attractive to me. Silly Billy, you don't need attraction to fuck somebody. Just think of all the healthy oils. Not interested. Sex with avocado. Please, just let me sleep. Sex with avocado, sex with avocado, sex with avocado. The man just deadpan stares. It flash forwards to the next day. Someone tells the man, "Hey, your hair looks great." He responds, "I don't know what to talk about." So, okay. And
Are
that
you
was
trying
all
to roundaboutly tell us that you fucked an avocado?
No, I am trying to roundaboutly tell you that even the worst sex-based webcomic out there is better than a lot of the erotica we see today.
I'm sad
Now,
I
I'd like
forgot
to
my
say that
lyrics to my
Oglaf-
Purple Pro song.
Oglaf opens its whole comic series with a man attempting to chase his own enchanted semen as it runs away from him, threatening to tell his sorceress master that he has been masturbating. That is so perfectly timed.
I am so glad that Nightkind is so good at that.
That sounded like his dick looked.
You know what? If I really want to, you would be the guys I need to actually expose to my friendship killing trilogy on Kindle.
oh shit.
Oh dear.
I have never had anyone get through the even. I think the farthest anyone's got is my ex and my current boyfriend who are on chapter 10. But it's a trilogy and then a spin-off book, and nobody has been able to make it past the first book. People barely make it past chapter 3. I have wanted to read it on this channel for so long, but unfortunately, I don't want to get copyright stricken. But I also don't really want to get in touch with the author and be like, "Hey, I would really love to make fun of your book on YouTube."
We went after Fatal.
Yeah, but nobody gives a shit about Fatal.
I mean, true.
Like, if the guys from Fatal were to copyright strike us, I would take that shit and just immediately be like, "We're doing something right."
Yeah, they would actually thank you for promoting.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Thank you for making us relevant again."
Yeah. It's not watching your fucking dog.
I just want to find out that one of the authors of that is now a preacher somewhere.
No, definitely not a preacher. A divorce lawyer, maybe.
Okay.
6 a.m.
They're meeting you at 6 a.m.?
They want to drop off their dog at 6 a.m. This dog is brachycephalic. This dog smokes like a pig everywhere he goes. My client wants me to wipe this dog's ass. This dog is not house trained. I have to put his special little shit pad. Sometimes I don't call this a job, but it's a way to make money. And no, the money's the money's okay. Because I have to get up at 6 a.m. to wipe a dog's ass.
It's not necessarily a job, it's more of a punishment.
Yeah, really? Dogs, let me see here. So, yes, I'm sorry, I was working. Okay.
I could read a passage out of this.
I can only imagine.
Let me look up Ali. An entire bloodline of demonic vampires. Oh, it didn't actually write them up completely. Well, in that case, let's see what I wrote for Zinashe. Seen by far as the cruelest clan in existence, the fiends have been the source of their world's tales of blood-drinking horrors. Oh god, this is horrible. Crap, I've littered this with handwritten notes of what I got wrong.
Am I gonna have to pull up my writing?
Possibly?
Hate it.
Okay, well that just that makes me.
Want to pull up your writing?
No, I'm pulling up my writing, but that makes me curious as to what I pull up. Do I pull up the horrible furry pornography that I've written? Do I pull up the current fur story that I'm writing, or do I pull up the novel that I'm currently fumbling my ass through?
Furry porn.
The furry porn? Okay. That means that I have to, like, actually find a decent one that I can... I'm not ashamed of.
I'm ashamed of mine mostly because of how dry and boring it is in hindsight, but to be fair, I wrote this 20 years ago.
Okay, so the hilarious thing is that I have that right. I have some of it, but I only have like the one that I was commissioned to do recently, which the guy who commissioned it told me he wanted it dark and heavy, and then when I started writing, he's like, "Yeah, that got a little too dark for me." So let me go to the place I posted most of these, which is my fur affinity. Oh no, there's that horrible Incredibles one that I wrote.
I've never written stuff like that.
I can't even read most of these because they involve, I mean I could, but they involve fetishes that I don't personally prefer. You know what? We're just not going to read any of the erotica that I read. How about that? We're going to leave it.
And we got here from politics, folks.
I mean, to be fair, listening to half of Trump's campaigns is just listening to shitty erotica.
Gosh, I can just see that. I have the best dick. Everyone says my dick is the best. Glorified in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Well, no, don't forget, he had that whole speech where he's like, hey, whatever this woman is claiming, she's wrong, she wanted it, she asked me to do it, because when you're influential and have power, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, when he was on the bus.
Yeah, you know, the locker room talk that he keeps saying is...
Yeah. Lie. I'm telling my dog to lie down. I'm sorry.
I thought we were listening to System of a Down all of a sudden.
But yeah, the second we saw that, we realized, and the second we saw everyone's reactions to it, we saw that his supporters were never going to hold him to the same standard they held anyone else to.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
Apparently now they're selling ducks with Trump's head on it because Donald Duck. And a reporter was asking, well, why is this relevant? Why do you have a duck with Trump's head on it? Well, I'm going to put this one in my car, and then I think I'm going to keep this one in the house. No, I think I'll keep both of them in the car. Well, why do you have them? They couldn't answer. They could not answer why it was relevant. They only bought them because they were cute, and where they're going to place them. They could not. They could not give an answer on why did you buy it and why is it relevant.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting more live texts of I should mention the Trumpy trout.
The Trumpy trout?
The Trumpy trout.
Is that the one that's on a board and it?
Yes. So
Oh,
you remember the big mouth Billy bass?
Yes.
They took that, cut it in half, put just the head on a mount of the seal of the president, and then gave it the Donald Trump hair and painted it orange, and it quotes Donald Trump. Well, it does, like, fish-inspired quotes. So yes, it even has one of, like, I am the biggest fish in the best pond, I am the most wonderful fish.
and people are buying it, right?
People are buying it. Trump himself endorses it.
I'm going to circle back to nerddom in a second, politics. What is up with the people painting the Emperor of Mankind 40K as Donald Trump?
I don't know, because the Emperor of Mankind would never let us down like this.
He would not. He is the Emperor. Even when his 40,000-year-old corpse is broken and shattered on the Golden Throne, 50,000-year-old golden corpse, he can still talk smack with the best of them.
And when he gets a text-to-speech device.
Uh-huh. And again, when we get to Hunter the Parenting.
By the
he's
way,
just a character.
sorry, on behalf of if the Emperor had a text-to-speech device, I would just like to say, fuck you, copyright strikes. That got me into Warhammer, okay? So, you taking it down is actually losing you potential new customers.
Yeah, I mean, especially with them having sped through editions so much. When I got into text-to-speech device, at the time, Warhammer was in 7th edition. That brought me into 8th. And just a few years later now, we're already in 10th.
Yep.
With 11th on the horizon.
I mean, I had dabbled into looking into lore for 40K, so, you know, I knew a little about Slanesh, because obviously, like, very, 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 very small amount about Tzeentch and the God Emperor and, you know, the Warp. But I watched text-to-speech device and I was like, holy shit, this all makes sense now.
And then Games Workshop put out Warhammer Plus, and thought that it'd be enough. It's a couple of cartoons of varying degrees of quality is all that really got my attention there. And I'd much rather have watched text-to-speech device.
I think that's okay. It's a debate that we have to consider, because on one hand, I understand why companies go after a bridge series, because they feel like it's going to damage the product, which is, you know, perfectly understandable. Attack on Titan did it with Team 4-Star. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who get into the properties because of the abridged. And the abridged series itself, it's not trying to take anything away from the property. If anything, it's showing you how good and how much they respect the property because of the jokes they make. I mean, half of Dragon Ball Abridged and Hellsing Abridged wouldn't have made any sense or been as good had the creators not loved the series as much as they did. And the same thing goes for text-to-speech device, because in order to make text-to-speech device, the amount of knowledge they had to have of the 40k system and the lore is fucking staggering.
They are the reason I started collecting 1,000 suns.
Mm-hmm.
Because Magnus did nothing wrong. Watch my inbox pile up with hate.
I'm saying, like, you have Magnus, you have Vulcan, you have
Dorn.
Yeah, all of that shit. None of whom I knew anything about. I definitely did not know about the mechanics Adeptus. So, I learned about all that shit through the text-to-speech device.
And then the musical episode hit.
Oh, Jesus. Why do I feel like Olaf would be a Mechanicus?
I don't think he would object.
We'll have to ask him about that, but, like, I feel he would be a Mechanicus. Because I feel like he'd be like yeah, I want to upgrade, I don't want to be in this body anymore.
Who the hell would I be in the 40k universe? I'm assuming we can't be Primarchs.
You would be... That's a tough question, because I can kind of see you as a member of the Space Marines, but I don't know which corps.
What, Grey Knights, maybe?
I would say the Ravens, but you're not quite that psychotic.
Well, the Raven Guard, they're more stealthy than psychotic. If you're saying the Blood Ravens, they're what happens if you...
Hold on, I gotta make sure I have the right ones, because, like, I have them in my head, but...
You mean the Night Lords?
Hold on. Is it the Raven Guard that I'm thinking of?
Stealthy infiltrators with beak-face-shaped helmets?
Well, I know them by the Primarch, not the...
Corvus Corax?
Yes, Corvus.
Who has since become a loyal to the Imperium warp demon who can turn into a swarm of ravens.
I mean, I could still kind of see you as part of that corps.
I liked him on TPS. It's a pity we didn't get to see more of it. And the split personality version of Vulcan, who is half a orc.
To be fair, that'd probably be what I go for. I'd probably be an orc. Because as much as I hate my spine and I would love to upgrade myself, I'm not Mechanicus material.
You could be a weird boy and just throw metal into yourself and hope it works.
Well, see, that's why I'd be an orc, because if I just believe hard enough, it will work.
Remember, paint it red, it'll implant itself faster.
And no matter what, it must have DACA. I love Nighttime just sitting here like, I have no idea what's going on right now.
I don't. I'm just listening to the other stuff.
Yes, there are a lot of them outside. Let's flip over to World of Warcraft, which is approaching its 20th anniversary.
I know nothing about Warcraft, so have fun.
Warcraft is 30 years old itself since Warcraft.
I don't either, so.
You know plenty about it.
I don't, because if it wasn't for you dragging my ass around Azeroth, I wouldn't know shit.
You know who Thrall is?
Yes.
You know who Jaina is?
Yes. If you wanted me to pick him out of a lineup.
And you know who Anduin is?
Yes, I do. But their name has to be above their head, so I know exactly who they are.
See, right now, I hope for the 20th anniversary they finally pair Anduin up with someone.
Who did you say that everybody wanted them to?
So there's a list of people. A lot of people. All right. The joke one is that people want to pair him up with Sylvanas, who is currently in hell, I might add. Undead in hell, as she is going through and picking up the souls that have been unfairly condemned there. The next one. Alright, this is my personal favorite. I want Talanji to be the person who hooks up with Anduin. Talanji is the queen of the Zandalari Empire. She is a Zandalari troll, and the Empire has officially joined the Horde. It would be a peace wedding.
I'm glad you're explaining this because this girl.
I was about to say, I think both. This is the part where both me and I kind of just go, I'm so pretty.
That's so pretty.
Next, Talia Dragon. Introducing Warlord Srap, was the daughter of the man who was the quote-unquote boss of Stormwind and kept a watch over Anduin when he was still, you know, a child model in game.
So, if we're doing a satirical reading and ripping apart out of love, but ripping apart out of a book, would that be considered a review inquiry?
A satirical one, but sure.
Well, I went to the author's website for contact information, and they're like, well, if you want rights information, contact the author directly. If you want review inquiries, contact your personal assistant. I was like, I don't know what this counts as.
And the last one of the four is Phaedron. And Mankind, you know exactly who that is. One only has one arm, one eye damage.
Okay.
We were in a quest with her the other day where we got her shield.
Yes.
Yep.
You were in a quest. I'm just a shadow. But I do know who you're talking about.
Okay, Mankind, you know who all four of these women are. Who would you pair Anduin off with?
She-Ra.
Okay, I'll take that. Wait. Filmation or Netflix version? We need to be... Okay.
Filmation.
Okay, so we're back to the 80s, 1985 specifically. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Do you get out at all? I mean, do you get out?
Have you touched grass?
I've been touching a lot of grass all day as I've been hauling away bits of log that hit my lawn from when we cut down a tree. We forgot to tap the tree. It was a maple tree.
So you're aware grass exists.
Yes.
I fill up every part of my day. It's kind of nuts.
There's just this more of information that
I've gotten a lot of that information from going out and touching grass and asphalt.
And the other type of grass.
No, I don't touch that grass.
You might not, but I guarantee some of the people you talk to do.
True. I come from Mattoon. We call ourselves Meth-Toon.
well, you go to a lot of cons too, so you have a lot of people to talk to in that range.
People have mad cons. Oh. Yep, I just thought of a few more celebrities I've run into. Anthony Daniels, bumped into him at breakfast. 1 year in Milwaukee. John Delancey, Jerry Ryan, Robert Picardo. We're just going down the Star Trek list.
We've reached the awkward silence portion of the night.
Accidentally walked into a They Might Be Giants concert at a different convention.
I walked out of a few concerts because they were just shit concerts. So does that count? When I walked out?
That should absolutely count. If it doesn't, you'll make it count.
Okay, good.
I was at a Hanson concert once and I made their father double over laughing because I was calling his kids gay.
You went to a Hanson?
Yes, Hanson.
Hanson,
As in
okay.
the boy band. I was with my sister and my mom.
Okay.
As in, Bob.
Yes, as in that Hanson. And their father does their soundboard. And, like, I was just sitting there all night, like, oh my god, these guys are so fucking terrible. Like, what's going on? And they'd make their little jokes like, oh, all the women are staring. I was like, it's not because they want you, honey. It's because they're wondering what bad fashion taste you have. You know, just like really bad one-line jokes. But, like, I hear them laughing and I look over. The sound guy is doubled over the soundboard laughing. And I realize he can hear every joke I make. And I was like, fuck. Well, at least someone finds me funny.
Is that you were stuck in an episode of Dari?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we had that awkward backstage moment where my sister interviewed them, and mom was in her wheelchair, and one of them backed up too far and ended up in her lap, and I was like, oh, this is just going to be great.
Did you say it's going to be great?
No, I said great.
Okay.
Who's that pain in the ass supermodel? Janet? Jan?
I have no clue. I stopped following models a long time ago.
Okay, I forget. It's on a flyer. But here's another story about it's actually a 1 degree of separation because I used to do fashion shows with my chainmail, and she was there as the hostess, and she is a big giant seaward. Big giant seaward. If I can remember her name, you guys would. And we went to one of the gay clubs afterward to celebrate and stuff like that. And she got up on stage. She was Janice Dickinson.
Never heard.
Now I'm going to have to look her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge C word. Okay. I'm done with my 6 degrees. Promise.
I am morbidly curious, and so I'm going to look this person up. Janice Dickinson.
Janice Dickinson.
This woman's a
Yeah.
model?
Supermodel, yeah.
I
And
mean,
she was-
I don't know if I'd use super, but model indeed.
horrible. And she was supposed to be the MC of the show. Never did. And, MC of the show, introduced all the designers.
Oh, I see. She was one of the ones that was like a supermodel when she was young, and then as she got older,
She
you would
just
never
turned
know it
into-
was her.
Never. She just turned into super glue.
She
Yeah.
looks like she spends weekends at Mar-a-Lago.
Probably. But, yeah,
Oh.
that's my end story of 6 degrees.
Don't get us wrong, we are not shallow people on this channel. We're just very quick
Forthright?
to make judgments.
I will admit to being extremely judgmental. Because, okay, there's how you look, but this person has chosen how they look because that is a lot of very obvious plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the only person I try not to joke about their plastic surgery anymore is Michael Jackson, partly because he's dead and partly because I get it. His skin was bleaching itself painfully, and that's going to cause you a lot of identity
Oh,
issues.
hey!
And
Thank you, Zachary, for letting us know. I'm going to have to adjust levels again.
Uh-oh. Okay, thank you, Zachary.
Okay, so let's pop us up. I've been trying to turn us down because I don't like us peeking into yellow. So we'll turn the music down a little bit. So that's been in green just fine. And I'm barely peeking into yellow.
Is it just one of us or the whole entire?
They just said you guys, so I guess it's like everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
That might also be. Let me check my Discord. I may not have you guys turned up since I'm using the new laptop. Oh, you're both at 200%, so yeah, you are like maxed out.
Okay, I can push my mic away.
No, we need it closer because we need you louder.
I got any? Feel like I'm eating a lollipop.
I'm deep throating this thing.
Okay. Wait.
Apologies, Zoe.
Then you hear? Is that better?
I apologize for nothing, Zoe.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
We hear you.
Okay.
Like, we can hear you. That's the thing. Is like you guys sound fine in my headphones, but apparently when
Okay.
Across the stream, we're all quiet.
Okay. Sorry.
I thought I had everything fixed, like, but then I switched laptops, and this is only like the second stream we've done on this laptop. So,
Okay.
aha! Thank you.
Are you up to 40?
Hmm.
Are you up to 40 listeners?
No, we're still up at 39 subscribers. But we are at 3 watchers. Of course, one of those is apparently me, so.
Well, if we're up to 39 subscribers, they can't hear us. So why would they subscribe if they can't hear us?
Because I know 37 of them.
I mean, you've seen what I do. I will plaster my commercials all over TikTok, Instagram, Tumblr,
Yeah, we've posted to FetLife a couple times.
OnlyFans. I admitted to my entire radio station that I post the commercials, at least a good chunk of them, on OnlyFans.
Oh, well, thank you for being a sub for a while.
And their reactions were priceless because they thought, "You mean you have Weft involved in porn?"
Yes.
I had to explain that not everything on OnlyFans is porn.
I am now officially the penis of WEFT. Thank you.
If I'm the penis, who among you would be willing to be the scrotum?
Which one of you has the balls to be the balls?
Should I be doing commercials again?
This is why my
Sure.
friends don't talk to me.
Because you're not really a dick, you're just under the dick.
No, it's I don't think they'd be able to keep up with this right now.
Okay. But at least you have cheese
Do I?
from under cheese. No, am I the only one?
Dick cheese?
From under cheese or from under. Oh my god. Why am I explaining this?
No, see, this is one thing that people have been noticing about me. I am the one that makes all the sex jokes all the time, but I
Okay.
also I'm the one that when people start making too many sex jokes, I just shut them down by playing them completely straight, and people hate it.
Jeez.
They're like, "I'm trying to be sexual over here." I'm like, "I know, and I am not allowing you to be."
Okay, sorry to all of your friends for trying to explain. Hey, why am I explaining from under cheese to you guys?
You're
Oh,
going
hey,
to have to.
hey,
I actually
we're
shower.
up to 4 watchers now.
Okay. I guess the more sex that we talk, the more people that watch.
It's the sex energy.
Okay.
We've got politics, we've got sex. Let's ask the question that's on everyone's mind.
Does the
Is
Pope shit in the
Jared
woods?
Kushner actually getting any?
Is who?
Is Jared Kushner actually getting any?
I don't know. I don't follow politics. I fucking
I
hate them.
assume Ivanka is just, banging her dad. I don't know.
He thinks that she's really pretty, and if she wasn't his daughter, he would totally fuck her.
Yep, he's basically said this.
Yeah.
I'm out of this.
Remember, that's the family values candidate.
Yes. Yep, keeping it all in the family.
To be fair, according to Stormy Daniels, there's not much to keep in there.
Family?
Yeah, you can't keep it in them if it's not long enough.
Yes.
I made it worse.
I'm so glad my mental filter just like immediately starts playing 50s ad jingles when people start doing this shit.
And
Like-
my little brain is going purple because bunnies don't wear pancakes for hat.
I immediately thought if I have an itch, it sounds like a purple, an old Planescape quote.
Well, no, like every time someone tries to traumatize me, like I'm gonna talk about this horrible thing and make you like picture horrible the images. In my head is just songs, so it's just like they'll start talking and suddenly I'm just like, what you gotta do is duck and cover.
You're losing your computer there, Dave.
Oh, I know.
Uh-oh, I said the C word.
My laptop.
My shampooter, every time I say the C word that rhymes with shampooter, my little pod wakes up and goes, oh, you're going to talk to me. So I can't say the C word, I have to say shampooter.
Okay, once again, more live audience interaction.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, Stormy hosts a gay dating show.
He's also on a road trip with a former Catholic priest, doing basically extremely good comedy.
Because of her, because of the priest.
Yes.
You know, I've noticed that the phrase former Catholic pops up a lot.
Hello.
I am not a former Catholic. I have never been Catholic. The most Catholic I have ever been was when I decided to punish myself and read all of Twilight.
Why would you do that?
Because I felt like I had committed grave mortal sins and needed punishment.
That is enough right there. Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm a former altar boy,
That explains a lot.
right?
Why do you have an obsession with immortal old men who seduce things and have penchants for power? Well, you see, the thing is...
Now, the funny thing is, I hated the nuns, but I was okay with my priest. Because the priest I had was the drunken, old, lovable priest who was constantly getting into DUIs.
Was he Irish?
No, he was German.
No.
Well,
So
German.
it wasn't sacramental wine, it was sacramental beer.
Sacramental six-pack, I guess. He would get sloshed and get in a car wreck. I think the last straw was when he got drunk enough they accidentally backed over one of the town's Satanists. Now,
Are
in
we
all
sure it was
fairness-
accidental? It was a
Yeah,
priest
we're
and a
pretty sure
Satanist.
Herman, the priest, knew the guy. And he's mortified that he's, what's happened, because he wasn't looking out, as he was pulling out. We wake the Satanist up later at the hospital and we tell him what happened. He's like, okay, I got backed over by a car. Yeah. Who hit me? It was Herman. Herman Nieberge? Yes. Father Herman Nieberge? Yes. You're telling me I got backed over by a Catholic priest? Yes. He wouldn't stop laughing. It was the
I
funniest
was
thing.
about to say, are we sure it was an accident? I'd call that divine providence.
The divine intervention jokes went on for a good solid... I don't think they ever ended. So, yeah. Didn't mind him.
Excuse me a second. Sorry about that.
Run into his car. to be fair, everyone was drunk in Mattoon. The mayor had multiple DUIs when I was growing up. My priest had multiple DUIs growing up. It was a corn and soy town. There was nothing else.
You
to
had
do.
multiple DUIs growing up.
By the time I was 10, by the time I was ever drunk, I've never been drunk.
I can't get drunk. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
See, I would say that, but on the other hand, drinking gives me a horrible migraine, so if I ever try to actually get a buzz...
Yeah, it's not worth it. Just totally not worth it.
On the other hand, the memories of the painkillers I had during surgery, those are some fun times.
Oh, jeez.
The drugs
I've
didn't help with the
hallucinated-
pain, but damn did they make me feel like I was floating.
I've hallucinated due to sleep deprivation, but never due to substance.
I've only hallucinated once during the drugs. I think I've said this story before. Because it was like the last surgery I had, and they said, hey, this is the strongest drugs we can legally give you. The next step is pure heroin. And I was, or pure opium, rather. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, sounds great. And then, like, during the recovery while I was on that drug, I'd started losing time. So I'd fall asleep in the mid-conversation, wake up, and, like, continue that conversation no matter where it was. Or I'd wake up mid-conversation with people who weren't there. Or I'd wake up mid-conversation and have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I don't remember starting a conversation. But then eventually, I started hallucinating, and there were 3 beams of light. One of whom was named Cassie. She called me an asshole. And that was the exact second that I snapped back to reality and was like, I'm getting off these drugs. I'm going back on the Percocet.
See, I have the
Never hallucinated like that. Never, on any way, on any level, I've never done that.
I have, opiates apparently don't work on me, which is obviously a problem if I am in severe pain at a hospital. So they have to basically knock me out completely.
They just get the giant rubber mallet.
Pretty much. Harley Quinn applied. But the weird things I would have as a result of the sleep deprivation that comes along with trying to prep a child for surgery, because when I was 3 years old, I had my first UTI. Weird things happen when they're 3. So it was fucking with my sleep schedule, as was the, we have to make sure your kid doesn't eat before surgery. He is not, so-and-so groggy before surgery. So as far as my brain can tell me, I walked in on Jesus using my toilet. And these are the kinds of hallucinations you can have because you aren't sleeping.
Never even done. I'm just trying to think, and I'm like, nope.
Neither of them. Bye.
Okay. There you are.
Yeah, I had to go die for a minute.
Yeah, I guess I'm the boring one.
Neither
I mean,
you nor
is
I.
that a bad thing, though?
To be boring like that?
Considering that these were surgeries that we had to deal with. Is that really a bad thing?
Surgery I had, I have to be knocked out when the dentist is working on the teeth. If you're pulling a tooth, knock my ass out. So I had to pay for the intravenous bye-bye, medicine. They knocked my ass out. So after the surgery, they wrapped me in the little, because I had a lot of teeth told.
Teeth tooled. Okay.
Teeth pulled, and when I finally came to, there was no hallucination. I didn't know where I was, other than I was supposed to be in a Uber. So I was actually kind of wondering what I was talking about when I was in this Uber, besides bleeding all over his car.
You know what, Steve? Fuck you.
Why are you telling Steve fuck you?
Steve is one of my best friends and is in fact a former co-host off this channel.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be making a lot of videos with me back when we were known as the Circus of Badassery. So yeah, he commented in chat that me dying happens often, which it does. But you know what? Fuck you, Steve.
I don't see chat. Am I not that special?
Are you watching it on YouTube?
I can barely watch us here. That's why I am not touching any buttons.
You know what?
Nothing.
Why am I actually watching on the YouTube thing? Like, I know OBS has like a chat panel. Oh, because it's another thing that I have to open. I don't feel like doing that. I like how we have 4 concurrent viewers, 1 chat rate apparently. I don't know what chat rate is, and 13 views. I am using OBS Studio 30.2.3. My God, we have audience interaction. This never happens.
I saw the sunrise this morning.
Was it pretty?
It's pretty. I have no clue.
I woke up this morning, went to go roll over, and like right where my spine and hips meet felt loose and crunchy, and like decided to ping and be like, "Hey, we're in pain." So I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing anything today. I'm just gonna sleep."
Yeah. Yeah, when you roll over in bed and need a chiropractor.
I just realized I need to put the food away. 1 sec.
You haven't eaten it already?
I've eaten 2 helpings, but the rest needs to go in the fridge.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no, he took the cuteness with him.
Oh, bummer.
Here, you have an door in public.
Come on, Olive. You know we all love you.
I would show Fang, but if I brought my dog into this, then all of the dogs need to be into this. And right now, I'm enjoying all the dogs sleeping.
Eating is a good thing, Zoe.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that the other day. I woke up and I just decided I didn't want to eat, so I went through like most of the day without eating shit.
I wish I can do that. Wish I can, but yeah, guess who's hypoglycemic? Hate that. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, Yeah, Steve. Me with a chiropractor's leg with you and a dentist. You want to be taking shots, boy? Get your ass back on the podcast.
Yeah, do we need more people? We need more people.
We need more people. Yes.
Okay.
Chicken Alfredo is amazing. I approve.
I don't.
Why don't you approve?
But who am I?
Do you feel bad for the chicken or the cheese? Did your mic just die?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Steve. Hi, Steve.
No, I'm talking to you. Like, why do you
Oh.
not approve of chicken Alfredo?
1, chicken. 2, pasta. I won't eat chicken. I'm vegetarian.
Well, that's
And
what I
pasta.
asked. So did you feel bad for the chicken or the cheese?
Chicken.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, no, nothing wrong. So yeah, I feel bad for the chicken. Now, cheese, on the other hand. How can you feel bad for the cheese?
Cheese is technically alive.
Enzymes, yes.
Yes, bacteria.
Yes.
Yes. Like yogurt, it's completely alive when you eat it.
Yes.
Vegans never think about that shit.
No, they don't. And a lot of people don't know what they used to make when they put thickener, you see, to use to make the cheese like curdle, they would use calf rennet. Do we all know what calf rennet is?
Mom grew up on a farm, so I used to know what rennet is, but it doesn't come up right offhand, so please educate us.
It is the lining of the stomach. And they would run the milk, the curdled milk, through the lining of the stomach. And yeah, vegetarians and cheese. Okay. Now, vegans, they just don't eat cheese. But a lot of the vegetarians, yeah, they would eat cheese, but see, they haven't used rennet in a long time because chemicals. Better living through chemistry.
Yeah, the great GMO debate of, I don't want to eat GMOs. Most of what you eat has already been genetically modified for decades.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why a lot of people can't eat wheat, because they're eating all of the GMOs that have been on it for years. It's not the wheat itself, it's the crap that they're putting on the wheat. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Look, everyone on this podcast currently, you, me, and Rask, we're all old enough to remember that everything we ate also had HGH in it. So...
Yes. Yeah, they've had that for a
Yes.
long time.
For anyone who's younger than the 1990s for right now and who's confused, everything for a while had human growth hormone added to it, especially beef. So everyone from the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, when did they start putting that in? Like maybe the early 40s? Let me look that one up. Again, see, we like to do research here.
The more you know.
The more you know, the more you hate humans.
Yeah. So I've been like finding all these stupid things that make me fear for the future of humans on an ice bag, a bag of ice. Ice is food. So they give a little nutritional value of ice, and then they give the ingredients of ice. Why do they give ingredients of ice?
Because a lot of people probably don't know.
Hey, look, the vegan can finally answer for their sins.
And there are many.
No. We were just wondering if you can justify why yogurt is considered vegan if it is technically a living organism.
Okay, we're talking non-dairy yogurt, I assume.
Well, yeah.
The answer to that would be the same reason bacteria are considered vegan or plants are considered vegan. They're not part of the animal kingdom.
Bacteria?
It's not part of
Bacteria
the animal kingdom. They are not in...
Kingdom. Viruses don't belong to any kingdom because they're basically stray DNA that has been corrupted and floated everywhere.
Yeah.
Plants, it's a weird thing. Vegetables, mushrooms are not a vegetable because they're a different phylum than them. But
It's kind of like when we get into the why do vegans eat yeast?
Yeast is not an animal.
Vegans that won't even eat honey.
I won't. I actually have a weird issue with figs.
That will save his life eventually because I am the kind of asshole that would have a poppy farm or a
I call it vegan. But yeah, a lot of vegans
not just
do
the
not
poppy.
eat honey.
What's that other plant? The oleander farm. I will have an oleander farm next to where I keep my bees.
You don't you dare eat oleander.
No, that's the point. You let the bees pollinate the oleander, and then they go and make the honey out of it, and then you have a convenient way to poison people.
I thought you were like, oh, here's an oleander farm. Eat this.
No. It was
Okay.
Tumblr be like, what's the best way to kill someone? And they're like, just go like raise bees, but then plant poppy and oleander, and that way your honey will always be poisoned.
I
have Horrible way to kill someone.
Icicles.
Icicle is a classic.
The
Yes.
frozen meat bullet?
Yes.
Mine is, I want some tea. Do you want some tea? Because I'm immune to poison sumac, so I could make a tea out of it and live.
Get in trouble for talking about this?
No, not if it's
Probably.
theoretical.
Yeah.
Okay, in theory, yes.
And since two of us are writers,
Hey, you guys could get away with that.
yeah, no,
I'm
that's
just
it.
listening.
We just say,
Okay.
because we're writers, this is all research. We had to know how to kill things.
Okay.
We've also done such horrible things, such as... Caden, what horrible thing did I give you for your campaign?
Which part? Oh, the entire
I'm sorry I
backstory?
killed him, but I loved him. I can bring him back.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yes.
Hold on, I can actually read that because I have that up here somewhere. Oh, it's on the other hard drive. Shit. Basic gist of the new backstory is, our big bad evil guy was originally just a waspy bitch, a kobold named Muffy. It tells you my writing skills when I'm new to D&D. But Rascalin came in, swooped in, and turned a campaign of basically just Muffy kills for political power into... No, she was actually... What was it?
She was actually in love with the husband that
She
did
was
kill-
originally enslaved. Husband freed her from the enslavement. She originally did it just... She was originally with him just for political power. Then actually fell in love with him. But then murdered him. Realized, oh wait, no, I actually did fall in love with him. Tries to bring him back. But the resurrection doesn't stick. So she keeps putting his soul into a host, but the host deteriorates faster and faster and loses more and more of his original personality. So then she finds a way to go back in time to find a perfect host, and happens to find one in a blue dragon, I believe we have decided.
I just love the confrontation scene. Considering he's now a shambling corpse, looking on helplessly as she puts the equivalent of a gun to her head in front of the adventurers.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, he's still in love with her.
And like that part of him is actually one of the only things that is retained during each resurrection. So for any of my D&D players who are listening, I know it's been 6 months since we've actually run the campaign, but this is why, because I don't know how to rip you from the original storyline into this one just as quickly.
Blame me.
Yeah, also because you guys wanted a you wanted a stronghold, you wanted a base, and I'm still trying to create that. Creating a former chapel of Shar is proving to be more problematic than it was supposed to be.
Aiden, you want to borrow my rule book and just run them through a Sabbat game instead? They can take Atlanta.
you can run them through a Sabbat game.
Oh god, it's me running the Sabbat Olympics. The Sabbat play a game of football, American football, but they use a human as the ball. If the human survives, they get embraced. Big if.
Keep in mind that the party that we're talking about, my kind, I played very fast and loose with my rules, so they played fast and loose with their interaction. But they did interrogate a man by slicing off his nipples.
Okay.
I would just like to say that when I wrote the additions to Caden's campaign, they were assuming that the players were well-adjusted, normal human beings. Obviously, I have grievously erred.
Yeah, and we were going to add cameos from Rascalin and Olav, but we still have yet to figure out where the fuck to put Rascalin. we decided we could either put him as a fake kindly sage in a waterfall, or we could just make him a rambling madman in the town square who just makes random announcements.
Madman.
I have a third option for you, and you're going to hate.
You're a Klingon?
Of course. How do you feel with crossovers?
That depends on what we're crossing over with.
True.
Let me play Strahd. I have the worst version of Strahd ever, and I love it. I will play the Dark Vampire lore as the whiniest, most annoying thing ever. And thankfully, because he's so damned unkillable, they can't just get rid of him.
So what you're asking is to put Baron Trump in my campaign?
Damn!
Like, why? I'm trying to work
First of
here, and I'm
all-
like, you want to do that?
Why would we insult Strahd with that kind of comparison?
Let us never forget that no matter how tame I play it, no matter how bad I censor things, that I can and will cut the legs out from under just about anybody.
Guys,
Other
I
things-
can't input my pin if you guys are talking like that.
I was gonna say, who would you want to play in a D&D game as an NPC cameo?
Oh. Lee.
And don't say
Pace.
Carol Burnett. We tried that one already.
Lee Pace.
Okay.
You know who Lee Pace is?
Sounds familiar, but never mind. I was mixing her up with someone else. Go ahead, tell us.
No, it's a he.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings. Played one of the
Oh yeah, he
Elder.
played the king.
of the yeah.
He played the Elven King in The Hobbit, the one who's like, I know nothing of dragon's fire. Look at my face.
Yeah, Lee Pace. If he was an NPC, yeah.
I feel like she'd fit in well in the brothel that we wrote just because it's so fucked up.
How fucked up is fucked up?
So it's allegedly a straight brothel, but the
Okay.
mistress is also a she's not a changeling. Did I make her a Gorgon? Let me go into my D&D server here. Where the fuck is it? Okay, there's Badlands and Bake Sales. Character art. Oh yeah, I named her Madame Mother Miriam Gorgonia. So she's not actually a Gorgon. She
But-
what the
But
fuck
she's
is she?
from Gorgonia.
No, it was just a misleading name.
Okay.
I have a horrible, horrible concept I've been toying with.
Mm-hmm.
A collection of villains from the 80s and 90s who have had life-changing experiences and whose personalities have drastically shifted. Some of these are canon to a point. Skeletor saved Christmas, and that was canon in the 80s cartoon, so that's going to affect someone. Others would be Melina from Mortal Kombat. Just the right motivation would suddenly make her go, what the hell am I doing? Others would be an obvious one, Strahd.
You know what? If I make another campaign, I gotta bring these characters back. Because I absolutely adore Miriam, because, like, the whole point is that, yes, she is the madam of a brothel, but she dresses and acts like a mother superior.
So you're running an episode of Firefly.
Almost. Like, the whole thing is, yeah, she's not a changeling, but she is a shapeshifter. And she uses it to get political information because, you know, Government workers are always going to come by the local brothel and talk too much in order to get what they want. And then we have Akif, who is our orc artisan, who is pure fan service specifically for my boyfriend. But Akif turned out to be one of the better characters because he's adorable, but also if you piss him off, he has no problems throwing a hammer at your head.
Every time you guys say Strahd, all I think about is Prod Mondoon, and you can find him on YouTube. Freaking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So,
Okay. Strahd is a Dracula ripoff vampire from the Ravenloft campaign. I will look up that one. How do you spell him?
Krod, Krod.
On YouTube.
Prod Mondoon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh hey, I found that
Found him. Okay, I've got him for later.
Okay.
I'm gonna forward this because this is just hilarious.
So with each of those other characters, it would be pretty easy to come up with a personality altering scenario. Strahd, get him out of Ravenloft and lock him in reality, i.e. our reality, for about 10 years. Then check in on him. He goes probably from being Dracula knockoff to whiny teenager in a Dracula knockoff spot. Cut off from everything he loves, but also cut off from everything he hates.
Fang.
For Melina, it was a simple lock her in a room with Johnny Cage for a solid week until she winds up picking up all the pop culture references. No sex happens, nothing like that. It's just a good, solid, oh crap, I speak like an Earthrealmer now.
I'm just gonna drop that there in the sculpt, and you guys can do with that information what you will.
Warning, do not agitate Mr. Tickles. Okay.
Yes, so while in the brothel, our paladin, who has tinkering and acts as an artificer most of the time, decided he wanted to make a Steely Dan. So he made a magical dildo shaped as an otter and named it Mr. Tickles.
And gave it a fire weapon.
No, it's just apparently if you agitate its belly, it overloads and will cause sparks. He's not an artificer, he's a paladin, he just tinkers.
Are you doing, Rasklin?
Thinking.
And while the paladin was making this, the rogue was questioning the Mother Superior. The fighter was just kind of standing there going, why the fuck are we in a brothel? And our barbarian was stealing all of their lubes and aphrodisiacs.
You brought in the Murder Hobo Party by Clinton Boomer?
Our barbarian was, so he runs around in plate armor that's the size of a halfling, but is mute and never says shit, but also happens to worship Charis, goddess of pleasure, which conveniently, so does brothel. So while he was running around, he's just stealing all the lube and shit, because as it turns out, he's actually a bugbear. He's just squeezed down in the armor.
I think I prefer the murder hobos, where the barbarian is dating the bard, and the two of them get up to ridiculous horny shenanigans and occasional exploding of doors.
I'm kind of mad that we don't have a bard. We do have a warlock, but he hasn't done much yet.
the paladin goes around punching out Nazis, so hey, good for the paladin. The
Is it
necromancer is the kind of
a
necromancer.
story that you guys are doing, or like a true D&D game?
It's a meme. Well, you might be doing a true D&D game, Kate.
Mine was a true D&D game, yes. Which I'm thinking of restarting. I haven't decided if I want to restart or not.
And I'm recounting how similar it is to a series made by a writer I know named Clinton Boomer, who put together a fake D&D group called the Murder Hobo Party that gets up to hilarious shit. The paladin will walk in on the wizard doing something nefarious and saying, "Okay, wizard, what are you doing? Are you trying to crossbreed horses with werewolves in order to create, I don't know, the ultimate swimsuit models?" The wizard will suddenly tear all his plans up and go, "Well, I am now!"
God, I'm afraid to try and watch the stream on YouTube because I'm afraid of that feedback and the eternal when I share the screen and it just keeps sharing screenshots. So I kind of want to because I want to see how it's going, but I'm afraid of touching any buttons.
Oh, our stream?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going fine. I've had
Well,
it
I'm
up
not
and
gonna-
muted in the background.
Okay. Well, tech and me. Anyway, I didn't want to take it. I was just listening to Rasmus tell that story, and I'm thinking that I would like to see how it comes across on YouTube. That's all.
Well, that's why we have the watch leader.
Okay.
I actually haven't watched any of our streams afterwards. I'm a bad host.
I've watched a few streams from us nowadays, and some of what we've done with Olav. I found both you and I are debuts on his channel.
Yeah. I still have the longest one.
Yep.
That's
Did
not a good
watch
thing.
One of them, and I was just the sound and listening on a different. I want to say on a different level, but I just wanted to see how everything came across, and personally, if I needed to make any adjustments, and that's why I was delving into watching what you guys do, what we do.
That's why I avoid it, honestly, because I can't stand hearing myself.
I hate it too, but if I'm coming across just a little whisper, then that sucks. I don't want to be a little whisper.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I've noticed when we're doing pirates, is there's a lot of times where Rask or Olav or I will stop talking, and then there's these huge 5-minute gaps of silence.
Yeah.
And God forbid we get the halfway through stream where all of us have to suddenly run to pee and grab drinks, and then there's nobody left.
Well, I'm gonna have to log because I have to be up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, how long have we been? Oh, we've been going for 2.5 hours, so yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
So, would you like to say goodnight before you leave?
I will. Thank you very much for having me
Every time.
on the podcast. I do appreciate it, and now that I know how to toggle back and forth in games, maybe I can play a game again
Okay.
without boosting everybody.
We'll definitely
So-
have to try a game night beforehand.
Okay. So I know that on my level of frustration, I did not feel comfortable doing that because I felt like I was frustrating everybody else by trying to toggle back and forth, not understanding a lot of what was happening. So I feel pretty much confident in doing that. So if you guys will have me back on game night, we will
I
give
mean,
that a try.
you're a permanent host on this show, so there is no if we'll have you.
Don't you put that on me. Don't you? Okay, but yes, thank you very much. I really enjoy being on here. And I will see you guys next week.
Okay.
Brilliant. All right, everybody, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Night.
And my outro then.
I
Tomorrow
suppose so.
night, over the edge. on community... I think I had some feedback there. Tomorrow night, Over the Edge on Community Radio for East Central Illinois, 90.1 FM, WEFT Champaign. Streaming online at new.weft.org/listen.
And
I'm
yes.
going to confess, I'm barely conscious when I say that.
Yeah, I know, but you know, that just means that you've done well and drilled it in your head.
Well, it took me 20 years.
Yeah. So, yes, thank you everybody for coming and listening and interacting in chat. I love it when we get interaction in chat. If you would like to support us, we do have the Patreon listed down in the description. If you just want to join the community and joke around with us and maybe give us horrible things to talk about or just share some memes, go ahead, join the Discord. That's also down in the description. I will be hard at work talking with Rasklin and a few others because I have been pitched the idea for a spotlight series that I really want to happen, but I don't want to give away too much just yet. I am also trying to work on standalone videos. I just need to get off my ass and do it, but I have no motivation because I'm a lazy piece of shit. I admit this, but we will see you here every week, every other week. We really don't know. It depends on our schedule. We are alternating between here and Olaf Productions with Pirates of the Geek Vortex. So as always, please go show us some love over there if we are not streaming on here. And we will see you whenever we decide to come and cause more chaos on this channel.
Night, folks.
Good night.